Hogwarts Legacy was a game that, for me, it kind of came and passed. I have a severe phobia when it comes to spiders. I have severe arachnophobia, so for me personally, I had to have my brother kind of play through the Forbidden Forest area and a couple different other spots as well in order to be able to even get through it, and so that made it, for me, less likely for me to go back and pick up the game once again. But even beyond that, it seemed like this had a really big release because of all of the kind of political talk around the game and the talk about J.K. Rowling and transness and whatnot, and so there was this big hype and release for the game, and then it kind of died off fairly quickly. Now, it makes sense because honestly this game isn't loaded with infinite stuff to talk about like something such as Elden Ring. It's definitely a little bit more straightforward in how it's put together and is a little bit easier to 100%. And considering, the game doesn't really have much multiplayer elements, so you're not going to be going and doing like a GTA Online type thing, it really seemed like this was going to be a game with a fairly short life cycle. However, as we all know, one of the things that can really extend the life cycle of a game is when modders and the modding community come to a game and start playing around with it. And that's what we've actually seen here, luckily, with Hogwarts Legacy. One of those mods is particularly helpful for me, the arachnophobia mod, which basically makes it so that all of the models of spiders are removed and replaced with something else, so that way if you're like me and have a real tough time fighting the spiders, then you can get this mod and you can kind of breeze through it. This was something that I got for Skyrim back in the day, so I'm happy to see that the modding community is still out there trying to help us arachnophobes get through some of these games, because there's definitely a lot of games that I would have to miss out on if it weren't for my brother playing through certain parts for me. There's also things like better broom control, considering some of the controls for the broom, or some of the other aspects like lock-on doesn't quite work for either. I think it was PlayStation was having some issues as well as PC. Particularly, I heard a lot of people complain about controlling the broom when you're on a mouse and keyboard, so they have stuff like that that's supposed to help control the broom better, or other aspects of the game. Or we have the main mod, which I'm going to be talking to you guys about today, which is the Flying Dragons mod. Particularly, this mod is called the DragonOgryff mod, and it allows you to fly on a Hungarian horntail dragon, giving you the experience of going above Hogwarts and flying around this area, this beautiful castle, on one of the most intense and terrifying fucking dragons that they have in the universe. On top of that, as I mentioned, there has been some complaints about the flying aspects of the game, and one of the things that I've seen here is apparently the controls for this dragon is very good. It looks like they've kind of improved upon the base flight controls, so that way players can have a little bit more ease when flying around on their dragon. It is fairly simple, and that is really all that the mod does. However, it just goes to show that there is so much that can be done or added to these games via having a prominent modding community, and this really shows what can be done with Hogwarts Legacy if people continue to kind of build out these mods. You can turn Hogwarts Legacy into practically a whole new game, and I'm basically very hopeful that maybe we'll even get a Quidditch mod, so that way we can actually play some Quidditch within the grounds. So that's really what I wanted to bring to you guys today. What do you guys think about this mod, and are there any other mods in Hogwarts Legacy that you either 1 have played and really enjoyed and you want us to take a look at, or 2 that you would like to see added to the game? Definitely let us know in the comments down below. Besides that, you could follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That'll pop up during the outro, and the rest of our links are down in the description too. We have Gamin sessions for gaming content, movie and Smokin sessions for movie content, Crazy Rocky for variety content, and the Try Podcast for our podcast channel, and Smokin sessions for movie news and reviews. And besides that, guys, I will see you all in the next one.
The walls in my head, yeah, they start to collapse. Hoping the highest is one I can grasp. Liking the memories, like looking back. Seeing the visuals fade like a nap. Re-enter the atmosphere, hope I don't crash. Re-enter the one that I'm living in. Re-enter the space that within I live. I just hope I remember this feeling. Loving the living and killing the demons.